Hi, my name is Tiffany Logan. I'm 51 years old and I'm an artist. I've got a blue studio at the end of my garden, which I absolutely love. I can paint in it and it's very therapeutic to me and makes me feel alive when I paint. My artwork has become more abstracted over the years, and I'm very fortunate to be represented by some wonderful galleries in the UK and in Zurich. I had counselling in my 30s, which gave me the strength to eventually report the abuse I experienced to the police. I saw my abuser in court 2 years later and he was found guilty and sentenced. And then my first marriage broke up. Moved on 10 years and I'm now happily married to my second husband. I have 2 wonderful children and I'm also a stepmom to 3 great teenagers. I was sexually abused by a stepfather figure when I was 7 years old. It continued for about 2 years. My mum, my brother and I left Dad and the family home near the sea and stayed at my auntie's house for Easter, and we never went home. And this is the letter to my abuser. You were building a bungalow next door. Me and my cousin spied on you from over a mound of grass. You said I had mud on my face later on. You then did some work for my auntie and you were in our house. I felt that I invited you into our lives. It was all my fault. That sunny day when my cousin dared me to ask you to take us all to the beach, you took us. We all went to Skegness and then you and my mum fell in love. I trusted you. I looked up to you. You were like Father Christmas to me and my brother. Choose anything you want from the toy shop, you said. Anything? Yes, anything. The day we moved in with you, my brother and I ran excitably up and down, exploring our new home. You blocked the doorway, knelt down in front of me, and the sexual abuse started right there, right then, 20 seconds after moving in with you. My world collapsed. It didn't feel right. Good girl, you said. My worldview had just shifted, everything coloured like a drop of ink being put in a bowl of water. Touching me, rubbing me until I was sore, pushing my head down, telling me to kiss it. Good girl, good girl. The fear I felt when you tried to touch yours on mine. I'd seen something on television that week about reproduction, and I thought, oh no, I'll be pregnant now and have a baby like my mum. My mum was pregnant with my sister. I pulled away in fear and you laughed at me. You used to make me cup water in my hand and breathe it up in my nose to clean me out. It burnt and it was painful. You'd say, dirty girl, dirty girl. Then I had the infection, massive sores all around my thighs and genitals. I was playing at a friend's house and I went to the toilet and it burnt. I looked down and saw a blister forming and my urine spinning around in the blister. I went outside to my friend and burst into tears. My first tears there. I couldn't tell my friend. The embarrassment was overwhelming to me. I felt so deeply ashamed and helpless. Then a surprise family visit. A chance to sleep with my cousins in the caravan on the driveway. I remember praying to God while I was living there. Please let me have one normal night. Please let me have one normal night. We put our names into the hat to see who would sleep in the caravan. And my name wasn't pulled. God had forgotten me. I wasn't important. I remember you making my brother eat a hot chilli at the dinner table and you were laughing at him. Laughing. He ate it and he didn't cry, but I could tell he wanted to. He was 5 years old. Over the next 3 years, laughter died from me and my brother. We became twitching, nervous wrecks. Eventually, a couple of years later, my auntie visited and took me and my brother away with her. I was numb. I couldn't cry, even when I was given a ginger kitten and it got killed the next day. You robbed me of my childhood mind, put things in my head that didn't make sense to me. I remember lying in bed and crying for Mum, but you came. I couldn't sleep and I said I keep counting to 100. You told me off for being selfish and keeping everyone awake, so I didn't cry for Mum again. The bed used to harden, my body would stiffen. I'd grab the blankets and they'd feel like rough wool. The bedroom window would shrink to a tiny hole. I'd feel so scared. I'd sit up and grab at my teddies and blankets. Everything felt solid and hard. I'd keep squashing them until one of them felt soft, and then the spell would be broken. You did this to me. You who, in court, had the audacity to lean over to the microphone and tell me to say that again, when I just had to describe an incident that you'd done to me in detail to the court. I turned away and closed my eyes. The judge repeated it to save me the trouble. It took me over 10 years before I could talk about it. I would shake with fear at the memory. It took me 27 years to pluck up the courage to tell the police. 2 years later, I faced you in Crown Court. You got 11 years in jail. The end. Thank you.